I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be scared. Turning back, I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate, I attack. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be scared. Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be scared. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Too many things going on, I can't keep track of them all. From people dropping a bomb to people putting up walls. I feel like life is on hold, perception stuck in a vault. I know that time can heal all, but how much time till we fall? It's awfully chilly outside when there's no shelter to hide. When everything is a lie, you'll find that out in some time. But when the things on your mind are all considered a crime, communication aside, we'll all just fight till we die. Is this an argument or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises. Or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. I know that things seem bad, but they could be much worse. There's always someone else who has a greater curse, a greater thirst, a hunger, pain, and mercy. Just find whatever you got and try to be thankful first. I wanna feel again, I need a couple friends. I never really understood just how the story ends, but I can feel it's tense, don't know the consequence. The volatility of life, my only confidence. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises, or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out.
But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Fuck your lies, I'll do what I want.
I'm inspired by thirst, I'm inspired by worth. I desire your worst, so you can just hide while I work. I ain't tired, you first. I'll write a second, third verse about the lies you go disperse. You never did shit, I know it hurts.
Something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Fuck your lies, I'll do what I want.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same. Cause that's what it takes.
Life, I'ma do all to win it. I do what's right, push until I fall, I'm
What about now? Can you hear me now? Oh my god, this is awful. What about now? Can you guys hear me? Tino, this is awful. Can you guys hear me now? Hello? Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. No? Yes? What about now? About time. Hey, Jordan. Okay, everybody. Let's start this over again then. Yes, okay. Everybody, let's start this over again since obviously nobody can hear me. What's up, guys? How are you guys all doing today? And thank you guys for coming and hanging out here on Tino's Time Wrestling as we are going to talk about today Survivor Series War Games live in Boston, Massachusetts, guys. We got 5 matches that we're going to go over here. Now that you guys can actually hear me, I don't know what happened there. I guess my microphone wasn't working. I don't know. I thought it was going to work, but it didn't. A trial error that didn't seem to work. But everybody, now that you guys can hear me, let's repeat all 5 matches that are going to go down on Saturday night live at Survivor Series War Games. And it is Shotzi Blackheart going up against Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Does Shotzi have a shot at beating Ronda? We have AJ Styles going up against Finn Bálor as AJ Styles has the OC by his side and Finn Bálor has Judgment Day. We have Seth freaking Rollins putting the US title on the line against Bobby Lashley, the Almighty, and Austin Theory, the brand new Austin Theory. And then, guys, we have the 2 main event matches. It's War Games. And we know who the 5th member of Bayley's team is. It is now Rhea Ripley. But we don't know who the last member of Team Bianca is going to be. Obviously, we have Mia Yim as the 4th member of Team Bianca. I don't know why, but it wouldn't let me pick the picture with Mia and Rhea in it. I don't know, but this is the one I got. So we still have to figure out who the 5th member of Team Bianca is. And we will talk about that as we get into that match in a little bit. And then we have the main event. It is Survivor Series War Games Men's Edition. It is the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, the Usos, and the honorary Us himself, Sami Zayn. And then we have the Brawling Brutes team, Sheamus, Butch, Pete Dunne, Ridge Holland, Drew McIntyre, and Kevin Owens. So, guys, now that you guys can hear me, and now that you guys know what matches are going into, let's get into the chat, because I see you guys are in the chat. Jordan says, what's up, Jordan? What's up, Jordan? How you doing? Jordan, I got you, bro, already in the raffle. Also, guys, now that you guys can't hear me, if you haven't yet, make sure you guys drop your name in the chat to join the raffle. What's up, Sports Capital? Sports Capital, thank you, bro, for having me on your show earlier today. If you guys didn't, go check this episode out. It is now live on the Sports Capital podcast, live on their YouTube channel. So, everybody, Melinda asked, am I doing Dynamite tonight? Of course, Melinda. We got to find out the fallout of Full Gear. What happened? What's going to happen next? The devil himself, MJF, is the champion. Jamie Hayter's running the women's division. What is next for AEW? Of course, we will be live. Yeah, Melinda, where were you last night? We got Eric. What's up, Eric? Hopefully you're still here now that you guys can actually hear me. Sorry about that, guys. I feel bad. I wasn't looking at the chat, and then all of a sudden nobody could hear me. So, Corey says, what's up, Corey? And then you guys said, my volume is low. Can't hear me. No volume. Tino can't hear me. Tino can't hear you. Tino messed up. Tino, 911. 911, Tino. 911, Tino. Tino, look at the chat. Boom. About time. Yes, Jordan, I know. Okay, I messed up, guys. I don't know what happened. Now you guys can all hear me. Loud and clear now, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go. We all good, everybody. I hope there's a way I could cut that out, because I'm going to be really upset if I can't, guys. That's going to be real bad. So what I was saying when you guys were... No, I'm just not going to use the microphone. That's what I'm not going to... Or the headset. The headset, I guess, wasn't working right. But what's up? What's up, KB? How you doing, bro? Eric says, I'm still here. Thank you. Yes, I will remember to turn on the microphone tonight. Yes, thank you, guys. All for giving me shit because I messed up. Tino messed up. It's okay. You guys can hear me now. We're here. So, everybody, Thank you guys all for coming and hanging out with your boy Tino. Yes, we will be live for Dynamite, everybody. Yes, just because we are here right now doesn't mean we're missing Dynamite. We're going to have this show go till like 6 o'clock, 6:15, take a half an hour break, and then we will we'll come back for Dynamite. Yeah. And yes, I did do the podcast, the Sports Capital podcast. The link is still in the chat from yesterday, but if you go on the Sports Capital, the link is on there. I'm from IG. What's up, Female Grizzly? How you doing? Thank you for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe, Grizzly. So I can make sure you join the raffle. KB, did I get you down for the raffle, bro? I don't know if you've been in the stream the last few days, but I got to make sure I get you guys all down for the raffle. So before we get into all the matches, I want to make sure I have that. So I want to make sure we add KB and Grizzly to the raffle. Got to make sure we do that. So everybody that is a part of Tino's Nation gets a part of it. Because we don't want anyone to miss out. You all get it. You all should have an opportunity. So everybody, I got you guys down now. So let's get into, and let's start talking about the first match. Because we only do have 5 matches. So you guys make sure you leave your comments, your concerns, your questions, anything you got. I got a few questions from Instagram I'm going to answer. I want to make sure that I give them a shout out and everything. So yes, Melinda, I got you down. So yes, I do got you down, Melinda. I got everybody down that was here yesterday and that was here the last few days for the most part. So I'm sure there's a few people I'm missing, but we'll make sure we get everybody. So I'm excited for War Games. But before we get into the War Games matches, we have to talk about the 3 matches before War Games. And I'm sure we're going to have one of the War Game matches start off the show, and I'll tell you which one I think when we get to the War Game matches. But before we talk about the War Game matches, let's talk about the 3 matches that will be happening first. And the first one I want to talk about, because there's really not too much to say, and like I was saying earlier, when you guys couldn't hear me, NX Steve, SCW Steve, NX Steve, and Jonesy Chats Wrestling talked about Survivor Series yesterday live on the SCW channel, and we talked a little bit about these matches. And what I was trying to say before that is I'm going to give you guys a little bit more of what I think about how I feel about these matches in each match, so yeah. But the first match we're going to talk about here is Shotzi Blackheart, going up against Ronda Rousey, Rowdy Ronda Rousey, the baddest woman in the world, or whatever we're calling her today. I don't know, guys. What is her name? Is she the prize fighter, or I don't know. But Shotzi Blackheart and Ronda Rousey going up against each other for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I honestly feel like, and I said this yesterday, yes, they let me talk. Yes, they did let me talk. Yes, they let me talk. Of course they let me talk. Jordan, stop. Yes, they let me talk, guy. Yes, they did. Yes, of course. Steve always lets me talk. I may talk a little bit too much sometimes. So, no, yes, of course. But we're going to talk a little bit more about each match, bro. They had some good points. All of them had some great points. Go check out the episode if you didn't. But let's talk about the Shotzi and Ronda. Shotzi and Ronda, I just feel like this match is happening because of Shotzi going to come out. She's going to come out in the tank, and I said this yesterday, and we all kind of said it. She's going to come out in the tank. She's going to have a couple explosions, boom, boom, boom. And then her tank's going to be the big thing that kind of puts people excited for War Games because war and tank and, stuff like that. So, do we really think Shotzi has a chance? Do we really think that Shotzi has a chance in this match? No. I think Shotzi's going to go out there. I think Shotzi's going to put on a few moves, and I think she'll do a few good things and put on a good performance. And Jordan, you literally put the sleeping emojis. That's literally how I feel like. I feel like this is going to be the bathroom break. And that's why I kind of hope this doesn't start off the show. But we're going to do this by importance and, yeah. But I feel like this one will be one after the first War Games match. And this one would be a one where you guys go take a break. We do this and that. So, everybody, I'm going to take Ronda Rousey to win this match. I'm going to say it lasts about maybe like 8 minutes, maybe. And Ronda's going to win. And maybe Shayna comes out. Maybe Shayna's already out there. You got me. You know what, Melinda? But yeah, I'm going to take Ronda to win this match. And I kind of want to see Ronda and Shayna. I want to see that match go down, and I would love to see it go down at the Rumble. Maybe we could see that happen, where we always have championship matches at the Royal Rumble. We've talked about how I exposed the Royal Rumble. So I think that we could see this very well. Maybe they'll save it for Mania, but I think that Shayna's going to be the one to take off the title of Ronda. I think she's going to be the one to eventually beat Ronda and take the championship, and Triple H is going to want to build her into the girl that she was on NXT, the champion, the Queen Baszler, and she was just coming out like heart and everything. It was great. So I'm going to take Ronda to win this match, and we'll have to see what happens after that. But I'll give it like 8 minutes, and, yeah. But the next match we're going to talk about, it's a championship match, and the next 4 matches I'm excited about. And then I'm also going to give you a prediction of a match we possibly could see. And then, but before we do that, let's talk about the championship match. And that championship match is a triple threat match that was added this past Monday night on Raw, with Seth freaking Rollins putting his United States Championship on the line against Austin Theory, the brand new Austin Theory, that is, and Bobby Lashley, the almighty. Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory are coming for Seth freaking Rollins' title. Seth is like, you guys want me, you gotta come. And I don't know how you guys feel, but I am so happy to see this Austin Theory. This Austin Theory is absolutely amazing. And I don't care when anybody says that, if they like the selfie stick, that's great and all. But this is the Austin Theory that should have been put into NXT, or should have been brought up from NXT in the beginning. Because we kind of talked about it earlier about, he was in the way and everything, but he was also he was also a disciple of Seth Rollins with Buddy Murphy during the pandemic era, if you guys forgot. So I don't know if Austin Theory is going to win this match, but I do think that this match is going to be an absolute banger of a triple threat match, and I think it's going to be a show, like I said it yesterday. I said this one, and I think the AJ Styles one and Finn Bálor one could very well be 2 matches that we do talk about for a while. And, this triple threat match could very well go either way. But in the end, I'm going to agree with you guys, Melinda, and stuff like that Seth freaking Rollins is going to retain, and he's still going to be your United States champion. Because also yesterday I said it too, where they mentioned Cody Rhodes. That was the first time in a little bit that we've kind of heard something about Cody. We haven't really heard anything to the point where, like, oh my God, Cody this, Cody that, Cody, where it's like, is Cody gonna show up? Obviously, I don't think he's gonna show up at Survivor Series. I think they saved that for the Royal Rumble. But them starting to do that, are we leading to Cody versus Seth for the United States Championship at WrestleMania? Are we leading again? Are we going with Seth versus Cody again? I know many people may not want to see it, but it's one of those things that it could be great. The storyline has been building for a year. Cody's making his return. I wouldn't mind to see it. So I'm going to take Seth freaking Rollins to win this match. And we'll have to see what happens with Theory and Bobby Lashley. But I'm really excited to see what this new Austin Theory has to do. So, I see Noob's in the chat. What's up, Noob? How you doing? Thanks for coming and hanging out. He says we might see Cody. That's what I'm saying. Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins for WrestleMania 39. We got, if you could smell what The Rock is cooking. We got The Rock in the building. What's up, Dwayne? How you doing? Thanks for stopping by, hanging out with your boy Tino, checking out the stream. Everybody, if you guys are enjoying the content and you're enjoying the preview show so far, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, join the nation, that is Tino's Nation, join the 500 subscriber raffle, and make sure that you guys, you got to make sure you join all the fun here on Tino's Time. So everybody, now let's get into the next match, and this match is one I think this match could very well, I said the triple threat match is going to be good. AJ Styles, our girl Tracy's favorite in the building, with the OC by his side, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, and Meacham. We'll talk about that later when we get to the women's War Games. And he's going up against Too Sweet, the real leader of the Bullet Club. These two go way back, guys. And Finn Bálor got Judgment Day by his side. Rhea Ripley, Dominic, and Damian Priest. This match, guys, could very well be the best match of the night, to where we're sitting here at the live stream watching it and we're just in awe, because this match, these two guys gonna go out and put on a show. I would love to see this match in like the middle, maybe after the Shotzi and Ronda, or the Shotzi and Ronda match, where we could kind of get maybe they do where we get War Games, we get Shotzi and Ronda, we get Seth, maybe we get the Seth and the triple threat match, and then we get AJ and Finn. And then we go to the last War Games match, because that's right now that's all we have is these 3 matches on the War Games. So we got 5, and I'll tell you after this one who I think the other match possibly could be, that we could see possibly added to War Games on Saturday, that we could see on Friday, that we could see added on Friday. So in this match, in the end, I said it yesterday, I think AJ Styles is going to pick up the win here. I think AJ Styles, he hasn't won a pay-per-view match, guys, in way too long. This man, I saw this picture earlier, and I should have saved it and put it on the stream. But it is crazy to see that this guy has not won a pay-per-view match in such a long time. He deserves it, after being a tag team with Omos, after being whatever he was doing. And it just, I just don't agree. I think AJ Styles needs to pick up the win. And, I think, if Finn does, then he does. I'm not going to be mad about it. But I think that, So, I'm going to take AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, to finally pick up the W on a premium live event. And now, we got, who said it? Melinda, why are you stealing my thunder? Well, Melinda said it, guys. So before we talk about the War Game matches, and if you guys have never seen a War Games match, I'm going to go over the rules for you guys, so you guys know the rules of War Games, so then you guys aren't confused on Saturday night. But before, let's talk about it, because I said it, and I've been saying it, and they're in the thumbnail. I think that we could possibly see a Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight match. And the more I kind of think about it, maybe we don't see a match. Maybe we see a promo. Maybe we see a vignette. Maybe we see something like that. But this rivalry is leading to somewhere, and it's leading to something to where these guys obviously don't like each other. LA Knight's great on the mic. He's great in the ring. And if you guys haven't watched LA Knight from NXT, then you guys are missing something, because you need to go watch LA Knight from NXT, because he's great. And Bray Wyatt, we all know how great Bray Wyatt is. So I think that LA Knight and Bray Wyatt could have something going down, because the last time we saw LA Knight, he's laying on his back after it looked like Uncle Howdy or whoever seemed to snatch him up, and I don't know what the hell they did with him. But LA Knight, Bray Wyatt, I put him in the thumbnail because I just think that it could possibly happen. Maybe we don't see that. Maybe I'm just sitting here blowing smoke. But I wanted to throw it out there just in case it happens. We can come back to the stream, and then you guys can, LA Knight voice. Yeah, LA Knight, baby. I love LA Knight. We need an LA Knight action figure. Speaking of action figures, before we get into the War Games, guys, did you guys see that Logan Paul is getting an Ultimate Edition? Logan Paul, the megastar, is getting himself a action figure. Not only an action figure, he's going not to a basic figure, he's going all the way up to an Ultimate Edition. And guys, you have to see this thing because it looks absolutely sick. I need to see where exactly we got it, but I'm going to get it for you guys during the stream, and we're going to look at it because it is great. So, everybody, now that we're done, I just wanted to take that moment because we do have a collection episode coming up. I want to make sure that we do show. I wanted to say that because it was announced today, so that was pretty cool, everybody. But now that we did all that, and before I show you the picture of what the Logan Paul thing looks like, let's talk about the rules for War Games. If you're new to War Games, you've never watched a War Games, you're like, I don't feel like ordering you're like, I don't feel like going back on Peacock and watching one. You're like, I'm just going to wait till Sunday. I don't really care. It's not that big of a deal to me. So, let your boy Tino let you know how these how these War Games are going to work. Tino would be the first in line. Hell yeah! You know it, Jordan. Bro, you better not. You guys are going to love you guys are going to make fun of me a little, but the collection room tour is coming out pretty nice. So, guys, let me tell you the rules for War Games while everybody in the chat continues funny as hell. But, guys, let's talk about these rules. The official rules for War Games are 2 teams will be contained in separate cages with 1 member of each team starting the match. That means that because it is a 5-on-5, that means there's going to be 2 cages where 4 people are going to have to sit there, men and women, and have to sit there and be up close to each other and pretty much hug each other. So we got 1, and then of course 1 member of each team will start the team. After the first 5 minutes, a member from the advantage team, a member from the team that has the advantage will be released to enter the match. So what the advantage is so Rhea Ripley won, you guys. And so she knows that Rhea Ripley and Damage Control's team is always going to have a 2-on-1, 3-on-2, 4-on-3, 5-on-4 until all 10 competitors are in the ring. And then after a 3-minute period, alternate members of each team will enter the match until all competitors are inside the cage. So that means that, like I just said, 2-on-1, 3-on-2, 4-on-3, 5-on-4, 5-on-5. So that means that the first 5 minutes is going to be 5 minutes, the first 2 guys. And then after that, it drops down 2 minutes, and it's every 3 minutes. I've seen the first War Game match. Blood and guts. You're funny as hell. I mean, it pretty much is similar to Blood and Guts. So if you haven't seen War Games and you've seen Blood and Guts, it pretty much is similar to it. Once all competitors have entered, War Games officially begins. And it's an all-out brawl of all 10 superstars. They bring weapons, they bring chairs, they bring this, they bring that. They bring it all they just bring it all. And it's great. So, everybody, once all competitors have entered War Games, like I said, it officially begins. The only way to win the match, it used to be by submission or like give up and surrender. But now it's by pinfall or submission. So if you have seen the first few War Game matches, not the one in AEW, not Blood and Guts, then you will see that how they win. So, guys, those are the official rules for War Games. If you didn't know, now you know what the rules are. Because we don't want anybody to be confused on Saturday night when we are watching this. So, everybody, hopefully that helps. If everybody wants to take a picture of it real quick, I'll leave it up there for 2 seconds so then you guys can, in case you guys just want to know what it is. We got a few more. Well, before we get into the first War Game match that we're going to talk about, let's see what people are saying in the chat. The first 2 women's War Game matches were lit on NXT. We have some of the same women in this year. Yeah, I was there 2019. I was talking a little bit about it yesterday. And Jordan, this is what I was saying, bro, is why I wanted to talk a little bit more about my experience at War Games. But 2019, when we went to War Games, I went to that Survivor Series weekend. It was NXT, it was Raw, it was SmackDown. And, I said, and I went with my friend and my cousin, and we went to Friday Night SmackDown. We saw the build, and we saw NXT take over SmackDown. It was great to see. It was just an all-out brawl, and the way that SmackDown ended, I had to go back and watch it. It was great to see. It was just awesome to have the experience to see NXT, Raw, and SmackDown because they brought it in and it felt like it was brand supremacy. My friend was rooting for NXT. His little cousin was rooting for Raw. I was rooting for SmackDown. We all had our own brands. We all had different people that we wanted to root for. And it was just a great experience. And then we went to Wargames on Saturday. And the only thing I did not like about the experience at Wargames, because at the time it wasn't Survivor Series Wargames, it was just Wargames. It was on Saturday night. It was on Peacock, WWE Network. If you guys watched it, if you guys didn't watch WWE at the time, I know a lot of people that really didn't watch it at the time, so they really don't kind of know. But Saturday night, it was great, except when they went and they fought in the farther ring, you couldn't see nothing. And maybe that was just where I was sitting or what it was, but that was the only complaint I had because the women's War Games, and we talked about it, and you just said it, Female Grizzly, about how the first two War Games were great. Most of the same competitors are in it. And we got Dakota Kai, we got Bianca, we got Rhea, we got, we could possibly see Candice. And when we talk about the women's in just a second, I'll tell you who I think it could possibly be. And I'll give you 3 options that I think it could possibly be. So, the whole thing was great. And yeah, seeing these women are in this match. And, Dakota Kai finally competed in one a few years ago after not competing in one. And, after that, what happened in 2019 with Mrs. Tegan Knox and her whooping her ass. So, it's going to be great to see. And it's just going to be so much fun. So, that was great. The whole War Games was great. Seeing Tommaso Ciampa, you guys will see that, a little bit of a clip of that on the collection episode. It's going to be great, and it's going to be one of those things that it just is awesome because it just, I love War Games. And the whole thing about it is great, and, so yeah. But now that I'm just going to stop rambling, and let's talk about the first War Games match, guys. And the first one we are going to talk about, it is the women. It is Team Bianca Belair against Team Damage Control. And like I said in the beginning, I don't know if you guys could hear me at this point, but I tried to get the picture with Mia Yim Meacham and Rhea Ripley, but for some reason it wouldn't let me save it. So I just went with this picture. But as you guys know, Team Damage Control is filled. We got Nikki Cross, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai, the women's tag team champions. We got Bayley, and then we got the leader of Judgment Day. We got Rhea Ripley. And then on Team Bianca, we got Bianca Belair, the Raw Women's Champion. We got Asuka, and then we got Miss Alexa Bliss. And then we also have the newly inquired from the OC, Mia Yim Meacham is the 4th member. But we still don't know who the 5th member of the War Games match is going to be for the women. Who is it going to be for Team Bianca Belair? Are we going to see somebody turn? Are we going to see somebody beat? What are we going to see? So here are my 3 things. I have 3 things. I said it yesterday. One of them, it could be as simple as Candice LeRae. It could be as simple as somebody we're just expecting. Or, which I kind of like this one more, where are we going to see Beth Phoenix? Are we going to see, who's the other one? We're going to see Beth Phoenix. Like I said, Candice LeRae. Could we see maybe Kairi Sane, and the other one, thank you, noob, it was Becky Lynch. Could we see Becky Lynch? Could we see the rumors? Becky Lynch, the last time we saw Becky Lynch at Survivor Series, or at SummerSlam last time we saw Becky Lynch for SummerSlam, she got beat up and she came out and Bianca and her kind of hugged, and that is where Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai made their return to WWE. Could we see that? Or the last one, could we see Alexa Bliss turn heel? And could we see the return of Sasha Banks and Naomi as maybe Alexa, because she's having those weird things with Bray. She keeps looking at the TV, she keeps looking at the pictures, she keeps freaking out. Could we see her just walk out and just be like, I'm not part of War Games, and then Bianca's like, oh shit, and then all of a sudden we hear Michael Cole say, it's boss time? I mean, I don't know, maybe. I got real excited there, guys. So, I don't know. But But, I mean, could we see that? Could we see the return of Sasha Banks and Naomi in Sasha Banks' hometown? Eric says Liv. Eric, I just don't think, yes, Liv is kind of crazy, and Liv is kind of losing her mind, and she got killed by Chucky and everything. But I just don't feel like the storyline with Liv really fits, and I feel like if Liv is in there, I just don't feel like it is the point. I just don't feel like it would really work. Eric says, I'm the man. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate everybody staying in here and dealing with the audio problems. I don't know why nobody could hear me for the first, 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the podcast. But we're back. And, Liv isn't ready. So those are my 3 options. Could it be Candice? Could it be Becky? Could it be could it be Candice, Beth, or Becky? Could we see Alexa turn heel? Or
having trouble hearing.
Oh, thanks.
Can you say that again?
Thanks, TV. TV wanted to let me know she couldn't hear me. Anyway, but could we see that? So those are 2 options. Or like I said, could it just be somebody as simple as, we've heard we talked about it yesterday. We said maybe Dana Brooke, but I don't think Dana Brooke really would make sense. I just don't see very many people that would make sense. That there's not really many options. Charlotte, where's Charlotte been at? Exactly. Charlotte's another one. Kairi Sane, maybe. Just because I would love to see Io Sky, Kairi Sane, and Asuka in the ring together. That would be great to see. But I don't know. So those are my 3 options. And the one I'm likely going to go with is I'm going to say that it's most likely Becky. Because that's what the rumors say. Fightful's never wrong. So I'm going to say that it's Becky. But I'm going to say my dream is Sasha and Naomi. And I do think that if Candice is healthy, because I heard, and there are rumors out there. I don't know if it's rumors at this point. I think they're like truth bombs. Or not truth bombs, but they're truths. That Candice is hurt. So if Candice is really hurt, maybe Candice is not ready. And maybe she was supposed to be. So maybe Candice was supposed to be it. And then they called Becky, and Becky is going to be in War Games because Becky's never competed in War Games. So, we could see it. Or the other person I was thinking of, I said her name earlier, Tegan Nox. And I said it earlier, I said it on the SCW channel yesterday. What if we see Tegan Nox join? This is another fantasy. What if we see Tegan Nox join and we see Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox start off War Games because Tegan never got to compete in 2019. Dakota Kai has only been in 1. Let's see Dakota Kai be the Iron Woman of War Games. I don't know. I'm sure we're not gonna see that exactly, but that would be awesome to see. That would just be that I would mark the hell out. I'd be like, hell yeah. Tegan Nox, you need to go watch War Games from 2019. You'll know who Tegan Nox is. And just go look up Tegan Nox. I'm sure you'll know who she is. But everybody, so I don't know. It is in Boston, like we said, so maybe Sasha. So we'll have to see exactly what happens with that, guys. But that is who I think it's going to be. And I mentioned it. Who do I think the Iron Woman, and we'll talk about the Iron Man when I talk about it. And when I say that, I mean who is going to be the person to start it off and who's going to be the person that will be, So I'm going to say that in the match, I'm going to say that to start it off for Team Bianca and Team the Damage Control, I'm going to say it's going to be Io Sky to start it off. And I'm going to say, depending on if we see who we see return or be the 5th member, could we see Asuka and Io start it off? That is another possibility. So I'm going to go with Io Sky and Bianca Belair just because Bianca is the Raw Women's Champion. She's been in War Games. She's lasted a long time. She whooped some ass the year she was in it. So I'm going to go with Io and Bianca to start it. And yesterday, like I said Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai. And it just kind of depends. It depends who that 5th person is. Because if you see in the picture, I don't have the right picture. But if you see in the one that looks like the Bloodline one, you see a blue hair. And all we see is Sasha Banks. We're hearing this. And the other thing I did want to mention too is if it was going to be somebody from the Raw roster, why didn't they do it on Raw instead of waiting until doing it on SmackDown, when SmackDown has been more focused on the men and Raw has been more focused on the women. So that's just how I feel with that. But I think that this women's match is going to be absolutely great. It's going to be a banger. I love War Games. I do think that this War Games match will start the show off. And I do think that the women are going to start the show off. Then it will kind of take Mia Yim, Meacham, and Rhea Ripley out of the occasion for the Finn Balor and AJ Styles match. And maybe we see that match go, and like I said, maybe nobody comes out. We just see them go out there and have a great singles match. But after it's all said and done, after we have the 5-minute, the 2-minute increments, and all 5 women are in the ring, and they battle, and they beat the hell out of each other. I hope they bring in weapons. I hope they beat it. I just hope they bring in everything. Tables, chairs, ladders. Bring in a trash can. EO, do some crazy things. And we'll talk about it too more with the men. They said, because a lot of the film that they have from War Games, a lot of the guys and women that are in those matches aren't in WWE anymore. Like the first ever War Games match, the only person that's left in WWE is Roderick Strong. So it's like, what are we doing here, people? So I think that we're going to see some crazy stuff. Io Sky's going to jump off the cage. We're going to see, in the men, I'm sure we're going to see some stuff, and we'll talk about that in a minute. The women, though, are going to put on an absolute show. But after it is all said and done, the Damage Control guys, they need the victory. They need a W. Damage Control is getting to the point where they're not feeling important. They're not feeling like that dominant faction, like a Bloodline, like, you know, factions in the past. They're not feeling like that. So they need to start getting more wins under their belts, and they need to start doing it. And what are we going to do with the rivalry with Bayley and Bianca? Are they going to continue to rival over the Women's Championship? Because I feel like this rivalry does not end until they are done with the Women's Championship and it's on Bayley. So, Chris, I know you'll agree with me, man. I think that this rivalry ends eventually with Bayley winning the Raw Women's Championship. But I'm going to say the Damage Control picks up the win. And I'm going to say that Dakota Kai will pin, I'll say Alexa Bliss. I know I gave a different answer yesterday, but I'm going to say I'm going to mix it up here on the Tino's Time prediction show. I still think what I said yesterday. Go watch what I said yesterday. Find out what I said. But I'm going to say that Dakota Kai pins Alexa Bliss, and I'm going to say that Dakota Kai wins. If if Alexa Bliss doesn't turn heel and we see Sasha Banks and Naomi return. So that is my predictions for what we have on the women's side. And yes, Armchair Athletes, bro. Where have you been, bro? Bro. Where have you been? Guys, we gotta yell at this man. Where have you been, bro? She's been with WWE since like 2016. Like what is it? 20, because she first appeared at WrestleMania 32, and that was in 2016. That was the heist of the century. So a fantasy armchair. he said sorry. Bro, I'm just messing with you. I know you don't know too much about wrestling. I know, I'm just messing with you. It's okay. He's more about fantasy, everybody. Man, UFC Ronda Rousey was so good. Everybody, by the way, I want to give a shout out to my man, Fantasy Armchair Athletes. Everybody, if you need some fantasy football advice, if I'm not doing it for you and all my advice sucks, go check out my man Corey from Fantasy Armchair Athletes. He does shorts, 2 live streams a week on Saturdays and Thursdays, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully I got that right. So go check out Fantasy Armchair Athletes for all your fantasy football advice, guys. And now that we talked about it, and I said that we may see LA Knight versus Bray Wyatt, and maybe this is where we could kind of see it before the main event, a vignette, a promo, something like that. I do not think, though, guys, and we talked about this also earlier in the SCW channel live stream and preview show, I do think that we do not see any big returns. We're going to save the returns for the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble, I can't wait to do my Royal Rumble preview show. I can't wait. Royal Rumble season, guys, once the new year is over and we get past that week and get past being up late and having a new year, celebrating and stuff like that, when we start Royal Rumble season, guys, it's a different type of feeling. I just can't wait to get there. So I do not think that we do see any returns. But now that we covered all 4 matches that have been previewed and that have been announced, we have one more, guys, and it is the main event of the evening at Survivor Series Wargames. It is the Brawling Brutes, Kevin Owens, the prized fighter, Drew McIntyre, with Sheamus's boys, Butch, Pete Dunne, and Ridge Holland, going up against the Bloodline, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, Solo Sikoa, the Honorary Us, Sami Zayn, and Roman Reigns, the head of the table, the man that puts the food on all of our tables. The only reason why I was able to get a McDonald's drink today was because of Roman Reigns. So thank you, my tribal chief. I appreciate you allowing me to have this drink from McDonald's, my man. What do you guys think? Hopefully Roman will like that. But let's talk about this main event, everybody. The Brawling Brutes, Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre versus the Bloodline is going to be great. It is going to be an absolute banger of a match. And we talk about spots. This match is going to be, I think the women's will be more of a spot fest. I do think that. I do think the women are going to put on more and more spots. But I also think that the men, I think we are going to see Sami Zayn try to do something. Kevin Owens, I can see it in Kevin Owens' head already, being like, I am jumping off of that cage. I don't give a rat's ass what anybody says. Vince ain't in charge. Triple H, let me go out there, and I'm going to do my thing. So I feel like we could see somebody do and just go out there, and it's just going to be great. I can't wait to see the face-off between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I think that's going to be great. But before we start talking about the actual match, let me tell you, just like I did with the women, who I think is going to start off the match, who I think is going to start off the match, and then I will give, because we don't have anybody we need to predict. So I'm just going to give you who I think is going to start off the match, and yeah. So, for the Brawling Brutes team, I'm going to say Pete Dunne, Butch. I'm going to say it's Butch. Butch has been in Wargames. He was in the second Wargames. He was in NXT 2.0 versus the Black and Gold NXT. He's been in Wargames. Is going to be great. And yeah, female Grizzly, I said Solo yesterday. Solo could be a very... Solo and Butch would be great. So... I think that, I think that we could possibly see that. I think we could possibly see, I think that would be great. I think seeing Pete and Butch, or seeing Butch and Solo started off would be interesting. I also think if we saw Jay, the right-hand man, started off, is going to be interesting. I think we could see a couple things. But the one thing I do think that we are going to see, and I want everybody to keep an eye on this, because I want to make sure that if we do, I want to make sure somebody is like, yeah, we heard it here. So I do think that we are going to see some type of friction where they're going to be standing in the shark cage. If it's in the middle of the ring, the front of the ring, or the front of the ramp, in the crowd, wherever it may be. Shit, it might be behind Michael Cole. It might be above him. We don't know. Maybe they'll just drop him above. That would be so great. That would be so funny if all of a sudden, War Games, and all of a sudden they just drop. That would be great. All of a sudden, Sami Zayn's ass just drops on the floor, like, boom. Yes, I'm using toothpicks, guys. But I think it's going to be great. But I do think what's going to happen is we're going to see Roman Reigns standing there, and they're going to be like, who's starting it off? Who's starting it off? Who's starting it off? And Sami's going to be like, I'm going to start it off. Jay's going to be like, no, I'm going to start it off. Jay's going to be like, no, I'm going to start it off. Jimmy, no, I'm going to start it off. And then that is where we see Solo Sikoa go, fuck it. I'm just going to walk my ass. I'm going to War Games. You guys continue to fight in the shark cage. And then Roman, they need to pan to Roman as we're watching War Games, and Roman is sitting in between Sami Zayn and Sami Zayn and Jey Uso would be that would be the greatest meme in the world. There would be memes made in about 4 minutes. So I think that's what we could possibly see. But yeah, I'm going to stick with what I said yesterday. I said Butch and Solo, and I think that would be absolutely great. Maybe, like I said, maybe we do see Sammy or maybe we see Jay and Butch started off. But I do not really see anybody else on the Brawling Brutes starting off. Maybe McIntyre, but I feel like Butch would make the most sense. So, once we all get into War Games, and once we're all sitting there fighting, and everything's going to be great, and after all of the intervals, and there's 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 3-on-2, 4-on-3, 5-on-4, and then 5-on-5. And as of this recording, we don't know who is the advantage for the men. We find that out Friday, Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, guys. Reminder, we will not be live tomorrow for Thanksgiving. So, make sure you guys enjoy some food, football, and family with your guys' family on Thanksgiving. But Friday night, we have the Survivor Series War Games Advantage match. And in this time, unlike the women, it is a tag team match. And it is the Brawling Brutes, not the Brawling Brutes, It is Drew McIntyre and Sheamus going up against the Usos. In the winner of that tag team match gets the advantage for the men. So we don't know who the advantage is. We don't know who the advantage for the men's team War Games is yet. But I do have a feeling that we are going to see the Bloodline win. And we will see Jimmy and Jay pick up the win tomorrow night. And the Bloodline will have the advantage. Because I feel like they're just going to want... And that's why I feel like, depending on who starts it off, I feel like we could see... Obviously, Roman's going to enter last. Obviously, Roman is going to be the big last one. Here comes the big dog, the head of the table, the guy that puts the food on our table. I acknowledge you, my tribal chief. We know that he's going to come out last. So, I feel like the 4 guys, and it just, yeah. So, I feel like that's how it's going to go. But when we're in there fighting, it's going to be great to see, like I said a second ago, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn having that face-off. We're going to be seeing Solo Sikoa against, it's going to be great. All 10 of these men are going to put on a show. Kevin Owens has been in War Games. Butch has been in War Games. That's why maybe Kevin Owens, but I feel like they're going to want Kevin Owens to come out the same interval as Sami Zayn if Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens don't start it off. So, I do think that is a possibility. And I hope in this one, like the past matches that we've seen, I hope in the men's one, other than seeing Spot Fest, I want to see weapons everywhere. I want to see, like I said, tables, ladders, chairs. Let's see it all like they did in the past. Let's put names on them. Let's put Jay. Let's put the Usos. Let's put Solo. Let's put Sammy. Let's put all the guys' names on them. Let's put, I think that would be great. It just adds a little extra to it. So, after we have it all said and done, after these 10 guys destroy each other, remember, there are only 5 matches, and each War Games match, most likely, because there are 5 guys on each team, probably will go an hour. So we have 2 hours with the 2 War Games matches, and then that leaves about an hour and a half at most for the other 3 matches. So if there is another match, that's why I said maybe a vignette or a promo or something between LA Knight and Bray Wyatt. The more and more I've thought about it the last few days, I think that that's what possibly could happen, just because, like I said, the War Games matches are so long. So after it's all said and done, and I mentioned it yesterday, I think the way this War Games match is going to end, and we could very well see Jimmy or Jay take the pinfall, but I think this is where we're going to start seeing the end of the Bloodline. This is where we're going to see Sami Zayn is going to somehow cost the Usos and the Bloodline the first ever War Games match. The first ever War Games match, guys. You guys have to realize that I think that they're going to want to do it. They're going to want to put on a show. They're going to want to let everybody know who they are. They're going to want, you know what I mean? They're going to want to put this match on as the best Survivor Series War Games match, specifically because the main roster, it's at Survivor Series. Survivor Series is known as the Big Four pay-per-view. They're going to want to do it, and they need to get footage for following years, because we'll talk about it in a second. Should we have War Games every year, or should we only have it every, couple years? Or should we only have it when there is a storyline that needs it? So we'll talk about that after I tell you who I think is going to win. And so my two outcomes are going to be the one I think that could possibly happen, and the one I want will happen, is that maybe we see Jey Uso take the pinfall, and we see, I'll say Sheamus picks up the win. Because maybe we're leading to Sheamus. If John Cena is not going to face Gunther for the IC title, maybe we see Sheamus versus Gunther for the IC title, and Sheamus finally gets that victory that he needs to become the Grand Slam champion. Just throwing it out there. So we'll have to see. But I'll say that. But I'm going to say with the Sami Zayn, I'm going to say that somehow, some way, we're going to see Jey Uso super kick Sami, or Jay's going to go for a super kick of somebody, and he's going to hit Sami somehow, and Jay's just going to be like, you know what, you take it. You know what, I don't care anymore. Roman's going to be laid out in a different ring. Jimmy's going to be somewhere, and Jay's going to be like, here you go. And Sami Zayn will take the pinfall, and then the Bloodline will blame Sami Zayn for losing the first ever War Games match, and Sami Zayn is going to be kicked out of the Bloodline. We're going to see Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens team back up, and we're going to see Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens take those tag titles off of the Usos at WrestleMania. That's just what I think possibly could happen. Because I think that when Sami Zayn turns into the babyface, I think that Sami Zayn is going to be the biggest babyface ever, with how much heat that they're going to get for kicking him out, and you hurt the Honorary Uso, and you hurt the Bloodline, and he was trying to keep it together, and he loves you guys, and everything like that. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think that Sami Zayn is going to take the loss, and they're going to somehow blame it on him. So that is what I have happening for War Games. That makes sense. I mean, I just think that is like one possibility where, it would just make sense to the point where, I mean, if we're also, I heard a report today, if we're leading to Roman Reigns and The Rock, could we see this kind of be the end of the Bloodline in general? And then could the Bloodline storyline end at WrestleMania with The Rock? Because The Rock's kind of been saying that he's the head of the table. He's this. He's that. He's been saying it in interviews lately, with the Black Adam interview, with stuff like that. So I think that would make the most sense. But then again, this is just me saying, and this is just me sitting here talking to you guys and saying what I have to say and what I think possibly could happen. So, guys, now that I gave you my 5 matches and my 5 predictions for all of the matches, I wanted to see Imperium. Imperium in the Imperium in War Games would be absolutely great. I think that would be so much fun, and that would just be awesome. So now that I gave you my 5 predictions and the 5 matches, and we predicted all the 5 matches, before we get into the chat and we answer some questions and everything, I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on, should we have War Games every year? Should War Games have Survivor Series every year instituted, or should it just have it be where it's only it's only involved when needed? So I'm going to give, because I said yesterday that I thought it would be cool to have it every year. I thought it would be cool to have it every year. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on both. So for having it every year, these are the pros. If you have it every year, This Spot Fest is going to be ridiculous. We're going to see so many great things so they can build video packages. I'm sure we're going to do a documentary on it, a 365 of the first ever Survivor Series, or a 60 or an hour. I forgot what was it called, an hour or 24. That's what it was. But I'm sure we're going to see something like that. And could we see where we see like it becoming, like I saw somebody say, could we see more? Or could we see, why isn't Survivor Series more Raw versus SmackDown? Could we see Raw versus SmackDown? The rivalry builds every single year, and we see Raw versus SmackDown in War Games every year with the men and the women instead of having the 5-on-5 traditional matches. And I think that is a possibility just because we don't know what we're doing with the draft. Are we having a draft? Are we not having a draft? Are we having the same people be on Raw, on SmackDown? That is a big question mark too, because I feel like if they go along with the brand split and they do the draft, I feel like that we will be getting War Games every year, and that's what we would get. So I think that's a possibility, because it would make sense. You put Raw, like you guys see behind me. This side's blue, this side's red. So are we blue or are we red? What team are we on? So that would make sense because we're going to war. What brand are you on? So I think that would make sense. But then if you're not going to do it every year and you save it for like big rivalries like the Bloodline versus the Brawling Brutes, or Imperium versus Legado, or, you know, we have so many factions now that are building that it's kind of interesting. Could we see JBL get back in the ring and go into War Games? I mean that's just like, I don't know what I was thinking, but you guys know what I mean. So I mean, we could see crazy things like that where it's like, do we need War? Do we really? I feel like we don't need War Games if they are going to do Survivor Series the way Survivor Series used to be. Like if you go back and you watch like the older Survivor Series, or even the ones like Team WWE, Team John Cena versus The Authority. If you go back to Survivor Series where Randy Orton was the sole survivor multiple times. If you go to the ones that, like, there were just so many Survivor Series that I would be on Team Raw. My friend would be on Team SmackDown. I would want SmackDown. He would want Raw. He would want Team Mysterio. I would want Team Batista. It was great. So if that's what they're going to do, I wouldn't mind seeing it. But if we're not going to do that, I think having War Games every year would be a good idea because it would bring that every year. We know Thanksgiving weekend, after Thanksgiving weekend, as Thanksgiving is tomorrow, War Games, Survivor Series War Games, and you guys know that every year we would be here in November talking about War Games. So those are my two things where yes, it could be, and no, it couldn't be. So you guys let me know what you guys think. So now that I gave you all of my thoughts about all of that stuff and all of that great information that I do have, guys, before we get into the chat, I actually did get the Logan Paul thing up, so I wanted to show you guys real quick because this box is dope. Look at this Logan Paul Ultimate Edition box, guys. You know when it comes out, it's being added to Tino's collection. Shit, I might just ask for it for Christmas. Santa Claus, bring me the Logan Paul Ultimate Edition. That box, guys, looks absolutely sick. I cannot wait to see that go on shelves and see that be in Tino's collection and everybody to get it. It's just going to be awesome. So, now that we did all that, now Tino showed you some collectible items. Let's get into all of the chats and let's see how everybody is doing. And let's see what everybody has got to say. Let me get back to where I was. They didn't. Funny is Ronda, let's start it. We'll start here with Jordan. Yeah, Ronda wins. Okay, and then Ronda versus Shayna. No, that's something. I mean, man, I would love to see on NXT for those 2 years. The Women's War Games, man, those women War Game matches were awesome. Shotzi with the win. Melinda, I just don't see it happening. I do agree with Noob, though. Ronda Rousey is winning. Ronda Rousey is winning, that's for sure. We have Seth. Melinda says Seth freaking Rollins is winning. Seth Rollins. I mean, we'll have to see exactly what happens with that. But, I mean, I agree. I think Seth freaking Rollins is winning. I agree. Austin Theory. This is the one where this is where I was about to say where this might be the interesting one. Could we see Austin Theory take the title back after not being able to win it, and him proving that he can beat both Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley in a match at the same time? Could we see that happen, and that be what happens, everybody? I think we could. High five, Melinda. 2 predictions the same. Seth Rollins is retaining. We might see Cody Rhodes. We talked about it earlier. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins, WrestleMania. I would not put it past WWE at all. I really would not. I lost it. Dang. Oops. Oh, here we go. Okay, I got it back. We got The Rock in the building. Like I said, if you can smell what The Rock was cooking. No, not again. 3 was good enough. No. Again, he said no. Hey, noob. What's up, noob? Good point. I'm going to change my vote to Seth. How you doing? Thank you, Hassan, for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it. Jordan says Judgment Day. AJ lost his last 10 pay-per-view fights. I want AJ to win. That is crazy to think that this man has literally lost 10 straight pay-per-views. And he's been there every time. It's not like he hasn't been there. He's been there. Hassan says he's picking AJ Styles. Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight. Yes, you said it, Melinda. You stole my thunder. She said, you know what? I'm stealing your thunder, Tino. AJ Styles hasn't won a pay-per-view since 2019. It's so sad, isn't it? You know who hasn't had a pay-per-view in a long time is Asuka. That's another good point, noob. Another great point. Asuka has not won a pay-per-view in a while. Facts. Bray sleepy? Why is Bray sleepy, Jordan? Melinda says, sorry, Tina. It's okay, Melinda. I appreciate you, though. I love LA Knight and Bray Wyatt. That's what I'm saying. Their promo skills are so great. I'm going with LA because if it's going to make Bray go crazy. Yeah, I mean, if they do have the match, that wouldn't be a bad idea. But it would also be a bad thing just because we don't want Bray to lose. So maybe we don't see him in a match. That's why I keep saying maybe we see like a vignette, a promo, or I'm sure we're going to see throughout the night. I'm sure we're going to see creepy Uncle Howdy's ass all night long live here on Tino's Time. When we watch it, guys, I'm sure. Yeah, LA Knight. Yes, sir. Or watch LA Knight in the NWA because no one watched the NWA for... I don't know. I mean, everybody... I feel like everybody needs to go back and watch some of these superstars, noob. And no matter what company they're in, if they were in TNA, they were in AEW, they were in NXT, wherever they were, there's a lot of these superstars that these people, like Karrion Kross, and these guys, and like Shotzi, and everybody is just like seeing what we see from the main roster, but you're not seeing what they did in NXT. So I just think that people need to give them a little bit, and you need to go watch what they used to do. Female says, I got respect for Logan Paul, the work he puts in. He's not ready for an action figure. I mean, I guess he is because, like I showed you, They're making it. My first War Game, Blood and Guts. Yes, Blood and Guts is pretty much just like War Games. The first two women's War Game matches was lit in NXT, and we have some of the same women. Yes, as we talked about that, Grizzly, yes, the same women. That's why, like I said, I would love to see Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox. That's my dream. That's fantasy booking right there, as Steve likes to say. Shout out to SCW, Steve. Appreciate you guys. Always allowing me on your channel. So I believe that Bianca Belair is going to be the first going to take on Rhea and Bayley. I think that the standoff that we saw between Rhea and Bianca, I feel like that's what we could possibly see at maybe the Elimination Chamber. I feel like I just feel like if Bayley isn't going to win the women's championship, what are we doing with Damage Control? What are we going to do? Like, that's my only thing is I'm really worried about is what exactly are we going to do with Damage Control if they continue to lose and they don't continue to gain any type of steam. So, that's what we'll have to see what happens. Is Becky Lynch going to be there? I mean, she's predicted and rumored to, so we'll have to see what happens. I feel like I know who Bianca's last member is. Hint, it is Boston, a.k.a. Boss Time. If Michael Cole screams Boss Time, Tino is marking out. He's doing the pose. He's doing legit, and it's going to be a good time. You don't want to miss it, everybody. It's going to be a good time. My three options are Candice, Kairi Sane, or Becky Lynch. Yeah, Kairi Sane. I would not mind to see Kairi Sane back in WWE. It's going to be Sasha. She dropped a hint that she's waiting on a special day. Yeah, I mean, and it would make so much sense because it's in her hometown. It's in everywhere. So I think it would be great. I don't care as long as they tear the house down. Yeah, honestly, who cares who wins? Just tear the damn house down. Eric says Liv. Eric, I just don't see it, bro. She just don't fit. And it's in Sasha's hometown. Kairi Sane do want to settle a score with Bayley and face Io Sky. That would be great. I would love it. What's up, Eric? What's up, the other Eric? We got Eric D. And then we got Eric W. What's up, Eric W? How you doing, bro? Melinda. I hope it's Becky. Female. Yeah, Liv is not ready. I agree. Charlotte. We said Charlotte possibly. Yeah, Candice, we said it earlier with Candice being injured. I know I read some of these guys off earlier, and I know I'm just kind of getting there, but I want to make sure I read everybody's. EO has been in 2 War Games, and let me tell you, the 2 War Games are free being here late. Good to be back. Thank you, Corey. Thank you, bro, for coming and hanging out. How you doing? Thank you, Hassan. Of course, man, I got you, bro. Always. Everybody, if you haven't yet, go subscribe to Fantasy Armchair Athletes. I hope they don't make Liv miss the Rumble. No, I think Liv will be in the Rumble. Melinda, we'll teach you during the off season. We'll teach you when football's not on. We'll make sure you join a fantasy league next year. I've been watching Saint Val. The 1996, 1999 pay-per-views are low-key very good. I've been watching all the old War Game matches. I don't know. I like watching the matches that are the pay-per-views or matches that are on like the pay-per-view that is coming up. So like once WrestleMania season and once the Royal Rumble season hits, it's going to be a good time. We got Sheamus's team. Sheamus, I think Sheamus could very well. I mean, they might win, but I just think that I do think Sheamus's team is going to win. I just think that if it is going to happen, that is how you have to do it with Sami Zayn. But that's not saying the Bloodline very well can't, because I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Bloodline win. Solo gonna start. I mean, that I said it yesterday. I think Solo could very well start the match. It could be good. I wanted to see Imperium. Imperium in War Games isn't a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So, we'll see Imperium in War Games in the future. They ain't going nowhere. Sammy and Jay argue. Solo, that's walk, yup. Sammy and Jay argue. Solo gonna walk out. And then Butch is going to be the hothead, and he's going to, Butch could just be like, you know what, screw you guys. I've been in the most, and I'm done. So, we could very well see that. And then we have the Bloodline. Yes, the Bloodline. We'll have to see what happens. Like I said, we don't know that officially yet, but Female Grizzly already making a prediction. Bloodline winning the advantage tomorrow. Bloodline is going to blame Sammy for looking, and him and Kevin join up together. I think that's exactly what happens. I've been saying that for a while. I think that's exactly what happens. Thank you, Melinda. I appreciate you giving me a little credit. He's going to sacrifice himself and take a Claymore for Roman at least once. Oh, yeah, he'll definitely. Oh, we're going to see Sheamus do that. We're going to see Drew do a Claymore. We're going to see Sheamus. We're going to see all the finishing moves. It's going to be great. I want to see, maybe we'll see Jimmy and Jay do the thing that they do where they're like on one side of the ring and then they're on the other side. Maybe they do that on top of the cage. I'm down. Let's do it. Ronda anytime, because Ronda is Clark, Ronda's a good fighter. I mean, I'm not saying that. I just don't think she needs to be SmackDown Women's Champion. I think Ronda would be more beneficial if we could do normal women's rivalries. What happened to these rivalries where these women would fight each other and beat the hell out of each other? And why does every women's rivalry need to have a title? Or why does every women's rivalry need to have something? And like why can't, why can't Emma and Scarlett go out there and just beat the shit out of each other because Scarlett's mad at Madcap and Emma doesn't like Cross or something? I want to see those types of rivalries. So we got no War Games every year because I miss seeing SmackDown. I agree. That's why I said if we are going to see SmackDown versus Raw every single year, I think that's going to be absolutely great. I'll say this. Triple H, I agree. Triple H and Stephanie doing a great job. It's not perfect. Not every wrestling company is going to be perfect, guys. Not everything about the WWE is perfect. But I will tell you that it has been getting better. It's not as slacking as it is. Yes, it's been a little bad lately, but it hasn't been as bad as it recently as in the last few years. So, no, I definitely agree with you with Grizzly with that, where it is so much better. War Games every year. I go Raw and SmackDown on Saturday night and War Games. Hassan's going to be here for War Games. War Games every year is like Finn doing Framing King every single pay-per-view. Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing, is I feel like if we do it every year, it would get boring. So maybe we see it every other year. What about that? What if they do 1 year Raw versus SmackDown and then 1 year War Games Survivor Series? That could work. It would just kind of suck for the people that would want to see War Games and that don't get the chance to see it. But that's not saying you couldn't do it at NXT. Why can't we do Hell in the Cell at NXT? Why can't we do another NXT War Games? I mean, I don't know how good it would be. Not saying that the NXT 2.0 competitors would do like phenomenal. But I think, or the NXT, I'm sorry, we got rid of the 2.0, but we just made it black and white or whatever we're doing with that. So, yeah, that's what I think. So, we'll see what happens. But, I mean, possibly. Random, but who remembers short hair AJ Styles? Yes, I remember. I would go to my neighbor's Grizzly and I would watch it with my neighbor, and we would watch the old AJ Styles. You're still live? What do you mean I'm still live? Yes, we're still live. Sammy's gonna start the match. What do you mean I'm still live? Yeah, we gotta go through everything, bro. So, yeah, Sammy's gonna start the match. Jordan says you still live, bro. I gotta give you guys all the good info. We're almost done here, everybody, though. So the last question that we have, and then I'll start wrapping everything up. If you guys want to leave any more questions, concerns, if you want to start this episode from the beginning and see where I said in the beginning, as we talked about all 5 matches, everybody. But the last comment we have here, before I let you know what else is coming up here this week on Tino's Time, let me tell you, Chris. What's up, bro? Chris says, Rhea Ripley versus Bianca doesn't need to have the Raw Women's Championship on the line. Becky versus Bayley for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Becky versus Bayley. Book it, Chris. I like your thinking. Like I just said, why can't we see women's matches that don't need titles? Why do they need this? Why do they need that? Why can't we just see 2 women go out there, beat the snot out of each other, and just do great things? So, Chris, I agree with you, bro. I think that would be great. Becky Lynch, Candice LeRae, Sasha Banks, or Tegan Nox can now be the 5th member of Team Bianca. Chris, you wrote it out there for me. If anybody hasn't seen and you guys want to know who I thought the 5th member could be, there are my picks right there. Chris pretty much just wrote it out for me. So those are my 5th member, and those are my picks from the 5th member. But guys, those are all the chats that I have. So everybody, keep leaving your questions if you want to. If not, let me tell you what's coming up here on Tino's Time, because we're not done yet here, guys, today, as we will be going live again in 1 short hour as we watch the fallout from AEW Full Gear. It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. It's Dynamite. So, guys, come and hang out in 1 short hour as we watch everything go down on AEW Dynamite. And here is the card. We got Ethan Page and Ricky Starks. We got Orange Cassidy putting the All-Atlantic Championship on the line against Jake Hager. We got Chris Jericho, the Ring of Honor Championship, going up against Tommaso Ishii. I think I said that right, hopefully. And then we also have Death Triangle going up against the Elite in the second match of the Best of 7 series for the Trios Tag Team Championships. So, yeah, I mean, I'm part of the Bloodline. Let's go. Put Tino in Wargames. He's ready. Let's do it. Put Tino in. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go, everybody. Tino will go. I'll be the 6th member of Wargames, and I'll start it off. Give everybody on the Bloodline a little bit of a break. So, everybody, that is what we have here coming up tonight on Tino's Time. And then Thursday, tomorrow, is Thanksgiving. So for everybody in the USA and all my friends in the UK, I know my friends in the UK don't celebrate it. So everybody here in the USA, hopefully you guys have a great Thanksgiving and a wonderful day, as we will not be live tomorrow. We're going to spend some time with our family. We're going to watch some football. We're going to eat some food. And we're just going to have a good Thursday, because we need to rest up for Survivor Series War Games weekend, everybody. As we started off on Friday with the Collection Room Tour, everybody. It is finally time for your boy Tino to show you his whole collection, all laid out, all set up, and it's all ready for you guys to be shown. So, I cannot wait to show you guys on Friday at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, just 3 hours before we go live for Friday Night SmackDown, the last SmackDown that is before Survivor Series War Games. Come and hang out with your boy Tino as we do it MTV styles, crib styles, that is. We're going to show you Tino's collection and the whole room. So guys, come and hang out on Friday before SmackDown as we go live on Friday night for SmackDown and we watch the last show before Survivor Series War Games. We got ourselves the Tag Team Advantage match. We're going to see Santos Escobar go up against Butch. We're going to see what does Ronda Rousey have to say 24 hours before she faces Shotzi, the Usos, Braun Strowman, and we have the very own Sarah Logan and the Viking Raiders are back in the WWE. So guys, we will be live for Friday Night SmackDown, and then we'll be live Saturday, of course, for Survivor Series War Games, live on WWE Network and Peacock. So make sure you guys come and hang out as we watch all these pay-per-views go down on Saturday night. Cactus Jack, bang bang. Heck yeah, bro. I can't wait to show you my Cactus Jack and Rock the Sock connection. A little spoiler for you guys. We got a Rock and Sock and Mick Foley connection. Section, that is. Collection section, you know. So, guys, we'll be live on Saturday, and then on Sunday, as you guys know, come and hang out. We end the week here on Tino's Time as we watch another great week of NFL action as your boy Tino watches the Bears lose again, most likely to the Jets. We see all the crazy stuff that's going to happen in the football season. Can Tino get a win in fantasy football? Probably not. But, guys, come and hang out, and let's watch all the football action live on Sunday. So, everybody, go get some food, go get some snacks, and come back in 1 short hour as we are going to be going live for AEW Dynamite. So, guys, if you want to see more of me and you aren't going to join me on Dynamite tonight, go follow all the social medias on SoundCloud and Spotify at Tino's Time, Tino's Time Wrestling on Instagram and Facebook, Tino's Time 1996 on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe if you guys haven't yet, subscribe, join the nation. That is Tino's Nation. We've hit 500. We're doing the 500 subscriber raffle on December 1st. So make sure you guys drop your name in the comment section, in the chat, so you guys can enter the raffle that we will be doing next Thursday? Next Thursday, December 1st. As one of you lucky fans are going to win a t-shirt, a one of two, a limited edition Tino's Time t-shirt, and you're going to win a collectible item, and you may see that collectible item on Friday in the collection room tour. So you got to come and watch that on Friday, guys. So I'm going to go eat dinner, and we'll be back here in a short hour to watch our AEW Dynamite, guys. So go get yourself some food, and I'll see you guys all at 7 o'clock. And this is your boy Tino, signing out.